Hi guys, welcome back to the BMW Guy channel, and today we've got another video back on the E87. So for those of you who don't know, this is my 2007 BMW 120D M Sport, and today's video we've been talking about sort of the coolest things that most people don't even realise that these cars have or do. So some of this may be spec dependent. Obviously I'm basing mine on M Sport, so there are a few things such as the bumpers and stuff that I'll talk about which are spec dependent, but for the majority of it, it's just sort of to do with the E8X generation BMWs altogether, really. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one is the M Sport bumper. So obviously this is spec dependent, and what I want to sort of draw your attention to is these sort of ducts here. So we've got one either side of where the intercooler intake is based, and so what the cool thing about these is that they actually channel air all the way through into the brakes, so they actually stop your brakes overheating when you're driving hard. So you may find that you get quite a bit of brake dust, as you can see on these, well, sort of all BMWs have it, and it's because they run softer compounds of brake pads. So in order to prevent them sort of overheating, because obviously when the brakes start to overheat, they lose performance and they wear much quicker. BMW sort of introduced these intakes, or sort of airflow channels, air ducts even, that draws cold air directly onto the brake pads, which I just think is wicked. Moving on, we have various bits in the interior. I'm going to show you, so I made a video on this already, I'm just going to show you guys again. There's actually a hidden storage place. I'm just going to have to go the other side now and put the seats down. So I've got my little storage net. There's actually a hidden storage area here, as you can see, so you can fit in quite a bit of stuff. It contains, you've got to be careful of those wires because it's basically your fuel sensor, but it's just an extra little under boot floor bit that can only be accessed when you open here. And yeah, you can fit a fair decent amount of stuff in there. I've fitted like a laptop will go in there, anything that you sort of don't need readily available, or anything that you perhaps don't want people to have access to. Maybe even like an emergency survival kit if you're into that sort of thing, like I am. Then you could definitely get away with stashing one of those in there. And yeah, it's just another cool little thing. Moving on, we're going to go into the interior, and this is something that sort of, it is becoming more spoken about online, but that is this button here, the rest button. So say you've been driving your car and it's a cold day and you're going to be stopped for 15, 20, 25 minutes. Obviously you don't want the cold to then go back in your car, and it's not going to stay warm forever. So what you can do is you can press this rest button here. It obviously won't do it now because I haven't been running the car, but what happens is essentially fans come on within the car that pump the heat from the engine bay through the vents here to keep your car warm. So it is a pretty cool feature that not many people know about, because I think if they did, everyone would be using it. So yeah, that's the rest button. I actually made a separate video discussing it, but I just thought I would touch on it today just because it's a really cool feature that I don't think enough people know about. Another thing with these is, you've probably heard about me banging on about it before, but essentially through this OBD port everything is customizable. So this is sort of pioneered on the BMWs, but it is becoming more common on other cars, is sort of codability. So as you can see, your car may not do this, and that's because I've actually coded it through the OBD port using a software called Carly. So that's just, yeah, that's just another one of these little cool things that people can sort out and sort of just change everything on their car. You can do everything. So you've got the welcome lights here, which also activates my LEDs. Oh, hang on, they've gone off now. That's typical, isn't it? activates the LEDs underneath the door handles, which are pretty cool. Then we have, you can do brake lights as well, and I can set the alarm off by pressing and holding the boot button. So that's just another cool little thing about these E87s there, because I tried it with the X3 the other day, and this is a GA1 X3, it's a 2019, and unfortunately the coding abilities aren't actually as good on that car as they are on this car, because they've had so much time to develop them on this car that it's such a much more holistic package, rather than they're just currently still developing that one. So yeah, that's something else to know about this car. What else is there? We've got different the mirrors, etc., are quite interesting. So these are sort of the M Sport mirrors, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of rhyme or reason as to why the mirrors are different. So I've seen M Sport cars with the big mirrors, and I think these are the heated mirrors and electric mirrors, which these aren't. They are heated, but yeah, they're definitely they're brought in to actually give a sort of more aerodynamic look, I suppose, and approach to the car. So it just improved that fuel economy ever so slightly and actually reduced the wind noise. So sort of your typical aerodynamic shape, and it just channels air away from here, which causes the rushing noises which you hear on other cars. So yeah, finally, I think yeah, we'll discuss this. So is essentially the whole platform on this car is designed to be travelling at about 150 miles an hour comfortably. So the 130i, that was capable of obviously 155 miles an hour, BMW's agreed limit. So that means every car sort of underneath that is also sort of designed to be able to travel at that speed, because it was cheaper for BMW to do that than actually design multiple cars. So yeah, it's just a quick video, guys, explaining some cool things about the 1 Series that you may not have known. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.